Uiuiui.
Ja, aber es juckt nicht. Der Captain hat das. Noch einer down. Noch einer, noch einer. Schön. So sieht das nämlich aus hier.
Geht eigentlich, Alter. Aber wir haben eigentlich gut gegengehalten. Also wir wurden jetzt nicht übertrieben gestompt. Da hat zum Beispiel, da hat CGN uns jetzt in der VCL deutlich mehr gestompt. Aber die haben uns wahrscheinlich auch nicht ernst genommen. Ja, das war 13-7 oder so.
Okay, die Frage ist, wie spielt er jetzt, wenn die Wall weggeht?
Ja, das ist eine gute Frage.
Weil dann hat er eine scheiß Pose.
Muss eigentlich Showers einnehmen.
Showers rein? Aber er hat einen Step gehört.
We've seen him be ever so deadly in these positions before, but for now, they are going to clear that spot. They know where he is.
Wie lange ist die Wall da, Mann? Leute, kriegt ihn von hinten? Da würde ich gerne mal Sinus Inner sehen. Schön flawless direkt und so. Wie kann denn... Der lenkt ja sogar ab, weißt du, dass er zu Shower schießt? Normalerweise müsste Sky ihn doch von hinten killen. Ich würde gerne ein Replay sehen von Sinus jetzt, wie er den Showers hinter sich holt.
So. War zweite Runde irgendwas Besonderes oder wurden die einfach weggeschossen?
Das war schon was Besonderes. Der J2J hat die kurz rasiert. 4K hat er gemacht. Oh, guter Jump, aber er wird geflasht. Ich kann nicht rüber. Nice. Das ist die Map von FUT, by the way.
Ich finde das voll krass, ne? Dass ein Wingman nicht von dem Orb Damage kommt.
Ja, das verstehe ich auch gar nicht. Schöne Flash, Mann. Unlucky, das
ja, aber das ist ein bisschen getrollt dann, weißt du? Cena ist ein sehr starker Operator, aber er spielt Sage.
Da ist Sage und Omen da. Alle überlang, ne? Das ist auch eine wilde Aktion. Schön, sie hat noch einen. Ärgerlich.
To try and fight their way back through. You can see Yedege still on the other side of the map. That was a quick take from KC. You can see why they didn't take the op there. They need their guns for charging down that site. And it's worked out very well. An almost unlosable post plant. Mr. Fallen does well to find the snake bite a little deep. Oh no, it's not a little deep. In fact, Martin was hit by it. So he's easier taken down.
Ah, die One-Way ist natürlich krass. Alleine wegen diesen One-Ways wird man halt Clove wahrscheinlich trotzdem nicht ganz so oft sehen.
Ja.
Oh, das ist krass, Mann, dass sie das so perfekt auf dem Schirm haben. Aber jetzt haben sie nice. Das ist okay, 3 gegen 3. Jetzt ein Movie. Movie-Scene, Movie. 1. Cool bleiben. Ah, er wird so gepusht, ist geil von denen. Schade, Mann. Ah, die wissen aber, dass die Gecko-Ulti.
Meinst du?
Die werden sich so positionieren, dass sie nicht leicht Gecko-Ulti werden können, wahrscheinlich.
Das ist smart. Oh, schade, Alter.
Beide Moves nach hinten, aber der kann es holen, der diffuse durch.
Oh, ey, was stimmt denn nicht? Guck mal, wie wenig Damage er bekommen hat.
An der Kiste hast du. Nice! Sauber! Auf geht's, Mann. Wichtig.
Ey, aber wie wenig Damage hat er bekommen, der Gecko?
Ja, heftig, ne?
Das war legit ein Hit oder so.
Oh, aber guck mal, wo er ist. Das ist ein guter Port, ne? Ja, ist wichtig, aber der Port ist sehr gut. Er muss
Krass, dass er immer noch lebt.
Naja, man muss gehen. Oh, die pushen ihn. Aber ist gut sogar, dass sie ihn pushen. Weil er kann jetzt einen noch irgendwie mitnehmen vielleicht. Die wissen ja gar nicht genau, wo er ist. Und er hat auch keinen Wingman zum Planten.
Chopping up the site in a very different way. But FUT have positions all across the map.
Nice, dass er da reingeht alleine. Schön.
Schade,
gute Shots von denen.
Isolated and dealt with, and now it's impossible. As soon as Yedege falls, we realize Cracks 1v4 surrounded. Best chance was just to do damage, and he doesn't even get that. KC with an answer right back.
Yeah, I'd say it's at 0 at this point because of where the player actually died. Cracks on the other side of the map. Again, though, trying to aggress off of it is give it a fight to see.
Man, du stehst dank für 23 Monate, Alter. Nächsten Monat 2 Jahre. Lange schon, Alter. Das ist auch krass, wie lange teilweise Leute hier dabei sind.
Krass. Machen's gut, Mann.
Wobei, ich weiß nicht, ob es das Jüngste ist, aber guck mal, auch retakes. Auch saujunges Team.
Genau.
Aber die lernen halt alle noch viel. Die haben viel mehr so Hunger, die haben viel mehr Bock. Weißt du, viel besser zu werden und
ja,
sind voll drin.
I thought maybe we were seeing a 5B long play, but one player, Martin, sent alone. The wall up will block him out, at least for the time being. His disruption now limited. Snake biting a slow, but not pushing
blast packs as well. So he actually physically wouldn't be able to get over that wall, otherwise it might be a problem. Now though, they look to try and pick up the pace alongside the Seekers. The slow is going to deny them a little bit of time.
Nice, man.
Combined with a Mosh.
Kommst halt nicht raus, das ist das Geile. Team Slow und so. Oh nein, schade. 1, 2, oh, ich dachte. Die haben auch gefühlt verrücktere Strats und Ideen, macht das ganz spannend. Ja genau, die haben auch, man merkt auch, Karmine Corp hat sich halt auch beschäftigt, weißt du, mit neuen Dingen. Mit neuen Lineups und so. Allein auf Sunset, wie die da spielen und so.
Spielt Bobic mal lieber.
But his teammates already fallen to a shorty, and now his HP ever lower. It was only a matter of time as the decay below by. This is where FUT were terrified.
Ja, in Showers oben links. Das oben drüber.
Schöne Alibi-Check.
Da stehen die 2.
Already cleared out the real danger of that close range angle, and they're going. They're still going to fight up close.
Schade, gute Flash eigentlich. Karmine Corp hat ein ziemlich junges Team und retakes auch.
Boah, da ist er komplett der Cherry-Clip.
Ja, Mann.
Still, I would say it's on the verge of unwinnable, unless they give him the fight of his life up top. We just pick the weapon and get out of here. But he wants to drop those. He wants to try for it. The wall up. The fuse won't even get half. And they know now he's not
das ist so frech einfach von Magnum.
Like they've won. And indeed, it's locked in.
Direkt aufschießen und wieder halten.
Naja. Du musst es ja so oder so aufschießen, weil sonst bist du...
Ja.
Nice, aber... Nice, obwohl die geflasht haben.
A third already in the round for him, a pot flash. He's looking for more. 8 HP, and he's still pushing forward. Has the support of
Nice.
The reason that FUT lost
5 Runden brauchen die, sage ich. Ja, sogar 6 am besten. Naja.
So I don't think FUT are going to take him lightly.
Wow, we've got a lot of respect for seeing that. He's earned it. I think Narrate has too.
Ist halt so eine Stage of Attack ist halt nicht so geil, ne?
Top of the world almost in stats. This guy's unbelievable.
Die Rotation halt, ne? Und Flodden, wenn du halt Afterplant hast, ist halt eigentlich ganz geil. Mit Slow und so und mit der Wall, aber so zum Offside kommen ist halt da schon dann statt eine Sage irgendwie eine Race oder ein jetzt schon geiler.
Das stimmt.
To be honest, I will say I have a lot more confidence in.
Die kommen bestimmt noch durcheinander, wenn sie dir was sagen wollen.
Yeah, they're
Wegen T-Rex
even just
und
looking at
Rex.
they're playing this round. They've allowed the space.
Ja,
I
das
think
auch,
this
Mann.
team is where they've truly
Aber Q-Rex, ich glaube, das heißt wahrscheinlich Cracks, oder? Cracks?
playing off
Eventuell.
those retakes.
Haben zumindest die Kommentatoren auch mittlerweile gesagt.
Double flash straight through.
Was sagen die denn? Q-Rex?
Die sagen auch mittlerweile cracked.
And actually Cracks has
Okay.
hit one.
Ja, stimmt, hat er gerade gesagt,
That
Cracks, ja.
Sheriff.
Wird das
Oh,
richtig
maybe we
sein?
spoke a little bit too soon. He's really looking to try and take this one into his own hands, but Shin has been able to trade him out. No weaponry to
Ja,
be
3 gegen
retrieved, but
4.
also a lot of the
Nee,
angles
4 gegen
still
3.
made awkward,
Plus,
still made possible for CNED to try and hold them back. And a captain up
Aber
die
drei
haben Smoke
Classics, ne?
auf.
with a classic.
Ja, und Smoke auf der Bombe und alles.
Mr. Fallen's found another. This is starting to really fall apart. And the main issue
Ja.
now, Mitch, is that time. Is
Nice.
that clock, as it all looks to fall
Nice!
apart
Krass,
again.
Mann, die holen das mit
It is
Pistes
the
einfach. Das ist ja
magic of
insane.
this FUT side is those second rounds are scarier than any other.
Advantageous trait is punishing over aggression, is taking fights. Well, they give them none, and then at the start of the round, they bring the fight. Cracks loses his life off rip.
Auch noch nie
He's
gesehen,
been
so
a
ein
big
Move.
factor behind their success. That
Gar nicht
utility
hingeguckt, weil
gone.
ich gerade was
Most
schaue.
importantly, the weapon
Race,
no longer in his hands.
Race Sky und Gecko starten kurz. Gecko flash links.
These aggressive starts to round.
Glaube ich, war Flash links.
And then just looking to
Omen
convert
geht
the
direkt
fight
in den
before.
TP und
They
flasht
are
kurz
playing
dann.
the numbers in Valorant.
Weißt du, da hinten kurz. Und Race tötet einen da.
Enjoyable to watch. Now FUT, they have to try and beat the odds. Cracks has definitely had a bit of a resurgence when it comes to this second half, but at least for now,
So, da,
they're gonna
muss
have to
nochmal
play
sagen,
this
mein
one
Discord ist
without
einfach
it,
ausgegangen.
leaving with a couple of flashes missing.
Kommt bestimmt gleich
Just
Replay.
trying to get that planted.
Aber wie, das war sowas, wieder sowas.
Bait them into
Ich
the
sehe
fight.
überlegte Sachen, so, weißt du?
Now that they have the
Ja.
full force of their squad, are they going to try and get into position? The nade dropped, but Anna Captain's done well. Even still, though, trade is immediate.
That trade's keeping the favor for KC, and they know CNED could be around this angle, dealing with him as well.
Nee.
But he's got his ice wall out at least.
3 gegen
It
3.
will be put into
Können sie
play,
überholen.
and they'll have to break it, buying a little bit of extra time. Mr. Fallen, though, dividing his attention, and Tamazi takes advantage of it. Damage, not a kill. Still 2 players alive. And with the spike being tapped as we speak, the spray's going to come through. A kill would give Thrash, at least if the kill was for Mr. Fallen. And he might not.
Nein.
6 HP
Schade.
left on Magnum. And he clutches the round from the jaws of defeat. I was
Sieht mir
already
jetzt bestimmt
coming
nochmal
out
den
of that
Move am
one.
Anfang.
Yeah, there.
And that's it. FUT have been taking lamps a lot. That's what this wall is for. Cracks, unfortunately, a little bit of a recon beam going up in the sky as they eventually take control. They meet Shin, and it spams through the smoke. Well, they've caught Cracks again. That's 2 in a row. He won't be res this time, as he's dropped
Schön,
for
Mann.
good.
Guter Refrag.
Back from Mr. Fallen.
Einen noch machen, das ist
Thrash is
gegen
online.
3.
No safe space to use it, but they're out. At least one is 2 safe.
Oh, nice.
The other
B ist komplett
still
frei.
out on bat. Looks like FUT
Und sie haben gute Ultis dafür, ne?
comfortably enough able to get this plant through. Thrash online, res.
Ja, eine halt, ne?
I mean,
Was
good
auch
luck to
wild
you,
wäre, wenn
Thrash.
Sage ganz late einfach doch noch über TP geht und einfach nur revived auf A.
Go through the TP, but that's just not how you want to play this.
Aber
Ja,
ist
krass.
so
I was wondering if CNED would hang around a little bit, wait for that rotation. Thrash is basically just being used as a deterrent.
Aber das ist auch smart, Mann, dass er ihn einfach wiederholt und nur die einmal delayed. Schade.
Trying to get into a position to catch them off guard, but they are moving as a unit. As
Oh,
always, in the
aber
case
unlucky,
of
man.
boys,
Das war eigentlich ein guter
they
Plan am
move as
Anfang.
4, they kill all 3.
Seen that there are players B.
Hä?
Yet they commit to the stack.
The thing is, they play,
Aber warum gehen die trotzdem alle A? Weil sie
Noch
nicht gedacht
alle
haben,
3?
die haben wahrscheinlich gesagt, komm, wir machen Risiko. Die wissen ja, dass wir alle gesehen haben, dass die alle hier sind, weißt du?
Ja,
Komm,
aber
wir gehen trotzdem B dann, weil die bestimmt denken, die wissen, dass wir B gehen. Schön noch geholt, Mann. Oder Flash. Ich finde Skyflash auch teilweise irgendwie schlecht, ne?
Ja, aber so oft, wenn ich mit Sky um die Ecke flash.
Ja.
But not with his ability. Now, though, they've
Boah, schöne Flash, Mann. Nice, das war gut
Well, he
gespielt.
was looking at heaven. He should have been looking at the wall.
Ah,
3 kills
dieses
coming
scheiß
back
Judge
from
schon wieder.
KC. It's winnable yet again. They're
Aber
not
können sie
letting go
holen.
of these rounds, but they might be forced to let go of the plant at least. Playing for the post, Shin walled off. No real chance to cause any sneaky plays, and so they'll group up instead. Viper's Pit for Tamazi, online and enabled. Recon Dart used. Shin just goes ulting in to spot both players, but
Theoretisch hat der Viper Ulti, aber machen die das? Ja, machen sie.
in time. The Viper's Pit up. This is going to make it difficult, but CNED around the side. He could look for a spam. The spike's being tapped. He wants to move in to see him. And it all comes down to timing, which is near perfect for CNED.
Schön gespielt, man. Das war geil. Tiefe Smokes gemacht, ne? Und die wissen ja, okay, es könnte rechts oder links irgendwo eine wegsteht. Und dann, ich weiß, was die Runde entschieden hat, einfach diese eine KO-Flash. Die alles dann Backside blind macht, den rechts in der Ecke. Weil der hätte sonst Kills gemacht. Das ist auch geil, ne? Smokes deep und dann kommt eine KO-Flash über Truck rüber.
Ja, aber man sieht es mal KO im Ranked, weißt du?
Ja, das stimmt. Das war geil gespielt, man. Smart auf jeden Fall auch. Nice, danke. Dieses Glück auf unserer Seite, dass er nicht down ist, weißt du? Theoretisch gegen deren Pistols ist jetzt eigentlich die Standard Sage Ball gut und dann einfach blenden. Weil die Eco haben.
Ja.
Schön, dass da rumgejumpt wird.
Wird auf der Gehaltsliste von Put, der Magnum. Ja, und es spielt halt auch kaum jemand mit deinen Flashs mehr. Das ist halt auch sowas, was nervt.
Aber ist alles easy. Guck mal da. Da vorne kommt sogar noch von hinten.
Mr. All-In.
Talked about doing the Spider-Man in the last round. It seems like he had the Spidey senses.
Nice one. Ah, FF, man, let's go.
The round thrown in towards this site, and it might catch Martin. In fact, it will, but he's already out and safe. This player's covering him, but Shin was spotted and spanned.
Yeah,
give up that control. And the A site under a lot of threat. Mosh might buy some time, but another thrash to go through. This time, Mr. Fallen falls, and then the shot connected by Narrate. Pulls the thrash out. As the defenders now throw theirs in to try to slow down this attacking side. Captain has, I don't know if he's quite snuck his way in there, expecting it. In fact, I see Narrate holding it, but now there's no chance. TP was used to claim
We're getting on full hit, man.
wall down. I mean, okay.
Seaman went to get it.
Das ist echt schade.
And then they used the TP. Just
Theoretisch, die haben keine Ulti zum Retaken.
Basically, no reason at all. That's very badly communicated.
Macht der auch die One-Way da in der Wand?
Now they're going to have an even bigger deficit, and as we've said, when it comes to these retakes, this is where the death ball of KC comes alive.
Now it's just been ruthless every time. CNED's now backing up inside of Hookah, be able to provide some support, but they're actually not the death ball. Split into two-man squads this time for KC.
Nein. Nee. Dann die Smoke, dass er nicht sieht, genau.
Ach man, Alter. Ärgerlich, Mann.
Geil, Snake, aber nicht schlecht geschlagen an sich. Dafür, dass Karmine Corp im Moment wirklich ein sehr gutes Team ist. Not bad. Schade, schade.
Well, let's hope after the break that the Lotus is going to go a little bit differently for FUT. Otherwise, this could be a 2-0.
Only points of damage done are towards Captain. There's just a small tap from a ghost through the smoke. The retake attempt from KC, somewhere they've been fantastic, is actually being disrupted. Yedajay's in the corner, unspotted, and able to find so much value. Reloading, and he had a chance. With another half second to pop off a few more shots in the rain. Shut him down in time, but he'd already done so much damage now. FUT have the advantage to play with the numbers there, and you can see it in the gunfights. Too many classics awaiting them as FUT take 1-0. It's going to retrieve CNED's fallen weapon. In fact, that's just been picked up by Tamazi. Maybe they go deliver it to them, but it gives KC a better opportunity on the retake that by now we can see they have no choice but to go for it. There's no denying that plant.
The interesting thing as well is I do actually feel like a lot of what FUT have been doing recently is just putting CNED on agents where he almost doesn't need abilities. Like when we've seen that with him using Chamber, just dropping the trap on the floor. Maybe that was the plan in the last map with the wall. You just have to place the wall and you can do whatever you like. Now on the Jet, as you said, he didn't have a dash, but his only goal was to find fights. And as you mentioned, this round at least, Tamazi just going to save. Like the holding on to the Vandal, he gets to keep the extra few credits. And what you can see, Captain may just go hunting here. Only has a pistol to play with. They were hoping that they'd keep 4 rifles and maybe the pistol would go down. Instead, well, you're going to see Narrate not give the orb over by dying to the spike. And Tamazi, there is no one close enough to take that gun away. By the looks of it, they are not going back in the late round. They're going to try and just run through all of Tamazi's utility. Yenergy has got to a ridiculous point.
Der J hat geile First Round gehabt. Fetten 3K. Hat erst einen miesen Lenker gehabt, aber dann 3 fette Kills.
Ja, ist geil.
Aber gut spielt ohne Initiator, was sagst du dazu?
What could be a late rotation back. I said Mr. Fallen still doesn't have a gun, so if he goes round
komisches Line-Up auf jeden Fall mal, das macht irgendwie keinen Sinn.
Sehr komisch, ne?
He's currently alone. Cracks though. He's going to be able to win a fight. This is still a round that FUT might be able to turn.
Beautiful as well. A glimpse inside Krax' mind. He takes the first fight and just swings back
FUT Max voll mit Sage zu spielen einfach, ne?
Not retrieved by Mr. Fallen. Instead, he's done just that. Fallen outside of A and giving KC the idea that that's where the play is coming down. They're going to be on their toes with one player already on the site. And Tamazi alongside Narrate back in the spawn, covering off these angles. The time goes on, 15 seconds left. FUT will eventually have to commit to getting this plant in. Utility is limited. No orb.
Eigentlich ist das echt komisches Line-Up von
Ja, es ist
FUT.
ganz komisch.
Wirklich, es ist super schwer damit zu gewinnen eigentlich.
Most importantly, it's not going to be on the spike, so no post-plant utility, no snake.
Die haben keine Race Nade, die haben keine Flashes so richtig.
Oh, schade,
Oh,
Alter.
das hat den nicht hat man, das ist schade. Obwohl er ja schon im Gift war.
Weiß ich mal, Q-Rex.
Ja, das war ein krasser Shot von den Gegnern halt. Nee, Clove kann auch gar nicht gepickt werden. Schade, Mann, nice.
Great round from Shin on the way back through with 7 HP left. He's won both those fights and put KC on the board.
Then consistently trying to take these fights and losing in the afterplan.
And again, there's just one player harassing them on the other side of the map, opening the door to B, looking for control on C, but now they've spotted Yenergy. With that, you might think it's only the lurk, but with how things have gone so far, yeah, they're starting to read. No, this is an A play instead. It might feel a little insecure. Are they actually taking A? Heard an updraft, that means nothing, but Rez comes through, Spike comes in, and now Viper's pit for out of captain. Big pit to play inside of. I don't know how CNET's got the kill there. That must have been a spray through the pit to find it. Gorgeous play either way, intended or not. And now, to fight back through this, they are in a lot of trouble. I mean, that flank is barely going to matter because those players could come out the back of the Viper's pit, and instead, actually got Mr. Fallen spotting Tamazi, slowing down the retakes, splitting these players up and making it even easier to deal with them. The decay, running it down. Well, Shin, I don't know if he got the comms on where Mr. Fallen was, but that was a little awkward.
Yeah, it has worked out wonderfully for
5:1, Mann, auf deren Map mit dem Line-Up, Mann.
Krass.
Das ist eine Ansage bis jetzt.
Das ist krass. Lucid war gebrochen, Alter.
Ja, aber er kommt auch rein. Erstmal spielt er irgendwelche Geräusche ab, danach schmatzt er rum. Also was ist das denn? Ist ja sehr unnötig. Er kommt rein, spielt Geräusche ab, danach schmatzt er.
Hat er auch Geräusche abgespielt?
Ja, so eine Ente.
Hab ich gar nicht gehört.
So ein Quaken. Und danach hat er rumgeschmatzt, so, das ist, keine Ahnung. Unnötig.
Da hat er nur so gesagt, ich komme hier rein und rachst direkt voll mit, oder was? Und ich meine, ja, wenn du so rumschwatzt. Ja, das war richtig gebrochen, Alter. Er hat Lacker gesehen, Magnum. Hat sich inspirieren lassen von seinem Ares-Skin.
No, get a sheriff. Whereas you just hate it. It's trash. If you're in an open fight with an Ares and you win it, your opponent's bad. Right? That's the only way. I like the idea of fighting around Mound, but well, Shin wasn't quite there on time to take that fight. Big ult now as the Neural Theft gives away these positions. No surprise element to narrate spot. Makes it so much harder for him to find any value as they realize he's
Und ist da, Alter. Also, wir sollen den Tag nicht von dem Abend loben, aber sieht sehr clean aus, was FUT da gerade macht.
Naja, das ist echt gut. Es läuft halt gerade perfekt auf dem Map.
Ja, muss eigentlich Timeout kommen von KC für ein bisschen Momentum rausnehmen. Chamber so.
Dass die keinen Timer nehmen, das stimmt, ja, ist echt komisch.
Ich weiß tatsächlich nicht, ob sie schon eins genommen haben. Oder Echo bei 1,5 oder so.
Der ist down.
this is a level that goes beyond my comprehension because KC are good at fighting. Now they have a chance though. Showstopper already in and Martin up close.
Go. Cracks already found a trade. And a captain there as well. These post plants have been sublime, but this time they managed to get into position.
Und die Bombe liegt nicht gut, Mann.
They need to do something to get in here, and actually they might just be able to stick this one. If they can get in onto the defuse once that snake bite is gone, and a captain has to go through this. And round is over. There's nothing you can do here. KC will get it over the line as they drag things back to 8-2, but even still, this is a mountain, and they've just got past the first stage.
Now they have. And for what purpose? I suppose they could already hear them planting. I don't know. Seems like a waste of some post-plant utility, but looks like they've got that information to play with either way.
A little bit more aggressive post-plant. It's put CNET in an awkward spot, but he hasn't taken any damage. And a captain, however, has. He will be that player coming in from behind as well. The turret attempting to be surpassed. Hasn't gone fantastic either. Mr. Farland's position is definitely known, and there's a stack up of players on the other side. Utility denying Yedajay from really doing anything on the plant and the post plant from KC.
Es wird schwer.
FUT don't even get remotely close
Es
to
wird schwer.
Spike. And I do think they might have to change up the way they're playing this defensive
Das wird wirklich schwer.
Just allowing one side open every time, I don't think you can give that to KC. Was trying to just hit the shot, will be detained, but they're not gonna mind.
Ja, aber es juckt nicht. Der Kapitän hat das. Der lässt ihn nicht in den Stich da hinten. Der verteidigt ihn einfach und geht auch noch über Waterfall und guckt sich den Wasserfall nebenbei an.
A ludicrous display from a captain. Maybe the end of the map.
It doesn't even stop them from going backside because you have someone like Shin who's shrouded stepping past the snakebite. He can get there early. So for him to just run out like that is ludicrous. But it works. Of course it does. This is FUT we're talking about. 5 versus 3, 5 HP on Martin.
Oh, das Timing ist das geil, Junge. Auf geht's.
The last man standing in the last
Hol Tomasi.
At least on this map, Breeze is up next. If FUT secure a 13-8. And my, what a map that will be. 20 seconds
nice, sie holen den Lotus gegen
Das
Karmine
ist krass.
Corp. Das ist
Das ist
strong.
wirklich krass.
Heftig, heftig, heftig.
We go all the way to the Decider.
Yeah, it's definitely
Profan, Junge, danke. 21 Monate, bald 2 Jahre. Ja, Mann, ich küsse dein Herz. Vielen Dank.
Nice, nice, nice.
As Breeze has been a map yet to be played. The first series in EMEA Stage 1 to go to 3 maps. We'll see you after the break. Comfortable agents. Cracks going back to his trusty KO and playing a mirror matchup. It might just come down to who's better individually rather than the comps. CNET leading the charge, back on his jet. That might just be enough.
It's enough to win my heart, Tom, for whatever that counts for. Already some decay with the walls, but no bullets landed just yet. This is a frankly disgusting position from Yedajay. And he's got the
Nee. Boah, das ist ärgerlich.
Ever vigilant with a reflank up through tube. Advantage sits towards the defenders. And KC have been pretty good at getting back into sites. Limited utility as they make their way back through. It's a pistol round after all.
Bombe ist geplantet zumindest, aber wird schwer.
As KC taps the spike, someone needs to swing to check it's not being stuck.
Schön.
It comes at the cost of their life each time, halfway already, and now they all look to duel on the side of KC, knowing that out of captain's the last alive, the snake bite will soon fade.
Kannst aber nichts machen.
Oh, Yetoye hätte da, Mann, Alter. Hätte er da, der hat da 2 Frags easy gehabt eigentlich.
Oh yeah, I mean anything's going to take him down.
Nein.
We need to see the fights come
Könnte
through.
gefährlich werden.
Onto Tamasi. It's a clean trade, but KC are closing the distance.
Jo, aber okay, wenn er da Schieß Bulldog im Burst rumspringt, ist das natürlich.
The shots landing make it ever more difficult for KC to find any
Nice.
value with
No,
Shadow.
er springt rum mit Burst in der. Aber gut, ich denke mal, er wollte durchspringen und die anderen Mates sollten pieken, weißt du.
From Jack I like that third-person angle we saw coming over, because that nade from Cracks not only clears.
Aber die Nade ist geil, Alter.
Got rid of the trap.
Nade war gut, ja.
Huge, just to shut down that little piece of utility that could cause so many problems on the way through.
Da kommt er angeflogen.
Either way, Martin immediately taking that control. Hunter's Fury actually used here. Now bear in mind this is a low buy round for the side of FUT.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, a tasty shot from Martin. Definitely seems to have got his confidence back. The flash is going to be.
Mein Kopf ist gerade gut am Start. Ja, die brauchen einen Timer, das stimmt.
Cypher play since he's brought it in. At least at kickoff, he was mostly sticking to that Viper. We're showing that little bit of extra depth now to his agent pool.
Did CNET? Yeah. He popped the Blade Storm. I heard the voice line activate, and I thought, is it Martine in a 5v2? Surely not. But CNET in a 2v5, it tracks. It's a FUT play. It's a CNET play. But, well, let's see what he can do. 50 seconds. The all-purpose EMP had landed on Tamazi earlier, but obviously now that trap is back online.
Bestimmt Missklick, die Ult.
And there's a two-man rotate to help them out. They're choosing... I was going to say the right side of the map if they go A to at least get the post plant. But it looks like they want to fight. Right now, those opportunities are not being given away by KC. With the retake A setup, we may still see the plant come through, but it's following up on it that'll be the real challenge.
Yeah, at this point it seems like they're more than happy to give up the plant, but I am so...
Mal die Keybindings unten sind EMEA.
We've seen him do so many magical things and they can't jump up the boxes.
Aber Plant ist gut, man gegen 5.
Somehow I imagine there's going to be the replay.
Vielleicht zaubert sie jetzt ja auch noch.
Now at least he's looking for rotations, desperately hunting for some sort of fight to give Anna Captain. He's even going to be pinged up. They now know where he is, but it doesn't matter.
Ja.
Now finds another somehow again. In these lower rounds it becomes competitive.
Schade. Aber es sah gut aus kurzzeitig, ne? Die ersten beiden Shots waren krass.
Würde ich jetzt gern drücken. Die ersten beiden Shots waren krass.
He's going in with an op-in hand on the close range angles. The blade storm from Martine's grabbing something, but Nare down to the Cena doubles up and gets a little ambitious.
Nette Runde.
Sehr gute kleine Runde, ja.
Point of contact for this defensive side will be him. Scoped in, looking for something. Yedije still lurking. They're wise to it. They're clearing it, but not good enough. Yedije has been unbelievable, and off that alone, they will fall back and concede this round.
Jetzt Runde von ihm.
Versus 3. Damage done to
Ein Kill, Alter.
Valuable op still to be saved.
Ein Kill kann so oft einfach den Unterschied machen, ne?
Ja. Der eine Kill holst, der war halt perfekt und dann noch Ulti, weißt du?
Ja.
We know that their defense is impeccable when it came to picking up a lot of those rounds, and especially with the pistol. FUT managed to keep this one competitive. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to shut down any of those weapons, but
barrel in towards it instead. They'll move towards the B site again. The knife from Cracks. Remember, Tamazi repositioned last round to avoid it. And he's getting hit by it again. And it's hunting him down every single time, and now revealed. And
ist das gut gespielt und gut, dass er da nicht Elbow vorgegangen ist. Das Glück ist auch bei FUT gerade. Die machen die richtigen Entscheidungen. Stell dir mal vor, Steven geht ein Stückchen vor noch. Dann haben die einen Kill. Dann können sie auch nicht B rausdashen und so. Ja. Schön. Nice, 5-5, Mann. Das sieht doch ganz okay wieder aus.
There's no plan to pick up the pace. Still 50 seconds, plenty of time to play with. And realistically for them, they just don't want to end up on the stacked site. Knife on A, that's going to keep 3 players here. That single piece of utility, Cloudburst used, Dash heard, and 2 players spotted with the knife. Huge information, but capitalizing on it is something else entirely. Evidently, FUT have been shut down. This was a bonus round with some serious bite to it.
Yeah.
But, well,
aber da vielleicht CNET aggressiv spielen lassen mit Knives, oder? Und ihn reinflashen oder so. Weil er doch auch einfach wieder rausflashen kann.
Aber vielleicht wir denken das halt immer so, aber die denken halt dann vielleicht so von wegen, das erwarten die bestimmt. Naja.
Give anything over to you. The fact is, other than the rate, they're all sat back, waiting within A main. Yedije just slowly
diffuse
doesn't have any utility to close the gap, and well, you can see that the reason he's fighting, he's managed to give them that.
Danach kommt noch ein Match, ja. retakes spielt noch gegen Decisive.
Für den Schmatzerpiss. Ist er eine Hose am Knicken?
Nice. Die Runde holen, bitte. Nice. Nice. Sehr gut, Mann. 9-7 ist so gut. 9-7 ist so gut schon, Mann. Auf geht's. Ey, wenn die schlagen, das wäre so krass.
Können wir auf jeden Fall nochmal kaufen. Durch die Flawless-Dings eben, Alter.
Wir schauen das zweite Match auch mit Stev0rr auch, ja.
Versus out a captain who's been so good, and the read, honestly, is sublime. They're going to take away the rest of his utility. The flash will help him out a little bit. And a captain definitely under pressure, but seen
Aber die sind doch schon ready, dass die den holen wollen. Ja, ist okay. Guck mal, bis da vorne hat auch noch eine gute Pose hier am Spot. Zack, down, boom, boom. 12:7, 5 Matchpoints, man, gegen Karmine Corp, das ist heftig.
100 Subs oder was, wenn FUT gewinnt?
Für mich?
Nee, für mich.
A leader, and he leads from the front with a 3K to put
Nicht?
12 on the board to give FUT
Warum
5
nicht? Gönn
chances
doch mal.
to close out this map.
Dass wir schon mal teilhaben an dem Erfolg.
KC, the team that ended their run to get to Madrid.
Bei dir ist es dann der Gelderfolg.
Looks like they're back on form
Ey,
with
guck
a
mal,
2-0 start to the
das
season.
ist so alleine.
They can get one more of these next
Hier unter
5 rounds.
diese Dings, ne? Dieses Rohr.
Ja, das ist schon cool eigentlich, weil der fliegt auch so lange.
Der nervt halt auch nochmal so mitten im Fight, weißt du?
Ja. Erster down. Noch einer down. Noch einer. GG.
Krass.
Karmine Corp geschlagen, Mann. Ist das heftig.
Das ist wirklich krass.
Boah. Das ist eine Ansage, Mann.
Das ist krass.
FUT E-Sports. Krass, Mann. Krass.